Good morning, everybody. This is Marla at Fassler Garden. It is a beautiful November fall day, and it's the day after the election, so I think that we could all use a yoga break right about now. We are going to begin seated, so if you have a block or a blanket or something that you would like to sit upon, go ahead and set yourself up and put on some of your favorite music, and we'll get started. Don't mind the ducks yelling at me in the background because they think that they're going to get fed sometime soon because I'm out here. So, yoga and ducks, right? As we get ourselves seated here in this nice, easy seated position, we are reminded that not everybody's easy seated position is the same. So if you are more comfortable sitting with both legs kicked out to the side or even just one leg kicked out to the side, it is truly whatever allows you to sit up nice and tall and breathe easy. For this reason, sitting on a block or a blanket can help to raise the hips, and sometimes raising the hips just an inch or two can help us find a little bit more release in the hips to make this easy seated position just a little bit more easy. So as we settle ourselves in here, let's close our eyes and take just a couple of moments to begin to create space between ourselves and the outside world. So as we begin to quiet our minds and just allow our thoughts to come and to go, we're not trying to stop them, just not lingering on them either. We acknowledge the existence of the chaos in our minds, and we just kind of let it drift off into the distance. We allow our hands to rest comfortably on our knees, palm side up or palm side down, whichever you prefer, or even just folded gently in the lap. And with every inhale, we picture ourselves sitting up just a little bit taller, beginning to reach up through the crown of the head. And with every exhale, our roots grow deeper, rooting down into the sits bones, lifting through the pelvic floor, drawing the belly button in towards the spine, taking ourselves from a little bit of a relaxed slouch to sitting up nice and tall. This creates a root lock called Mula Bandha. And as we bring awareness to our breath, not yet trying to change or alter our breath yet in any way, but just noticing. We're noticing the coolness of the air as we inhale. We're feeling its warmth as we exhale. And as we become a bit more mindful and purposeful in our breathing, we begin to build into this deep three-part breath, so that every inhale that we draw in is deeper than the one before. Our exhales linger longer than the previous inhale. We feel the gentle rise and fall of the chest, and as that breath becomes deeper, we feel the expansion of the abdomen. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice here today, now is a wonderful time to begin to weave a positive thought or a powerful I am statement into your breath. If nothing in particular comes to mind, let your breath be your intention. I breathe in. I breathe out. I am present. Here you may choose to keep your eyes closed or gently open them, and we'll begin to introduce movement to breath. So with an inhale, as we sweep the arms up to the sky, our exhale brings our palms down to heart center. Inhaling up and exhaling down. I invite you to keep your eyes closed here and truly strive to make a connection between movement and breath. Noticing if you might tend to hold your breath as you begin to move, or maybe you begin to rush your breath to catch up with your movements. Making this connection between movement and breath will guide us through our practice, bringing mindfulness and awareness to every movement and to every sensation. Let's go one more time, up and around, and we'll all come to meet with our palms at heart center. And as we take just a moment here, bringing our palms together, lightly touching our fingertips together, the knuckles, the pads of the hands, leaving the space in between the palms to imagine every possibility. You might breathe into that center, feeling the warmth of the exhale. Coming back here whenever you need to restate your intention, to reconnect with your breath. Let's inhale as we sweep the arms up to the sky. And with an exhale, we'll find a twist to the right. You can bring that right fingertip down to the mat just behind the hip. Left fingertips might come to the outside of the right knee. Continuing to root down into the sits bones, lifting through the pelvic floor. Take another big deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. And we'll inhale to sweep the arms up to the sky and exhale for that twist to the left. Take a big deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. And we'll inhale again as we sweep the arms back up to the sky. Our exhale brings the fingertips down to the mat just behind the hips. With an inhale, we breathe into the space that's behind the heart to create a lift in the chest and lengthen the lumbar spine. A gentle tuck of the chin to ease any tension from the back of the neck. And we broaden the collarbone, lightening the heart. Take one more big deep breath in. And with an exhale, we'll again find that neutral spine. From here, we'll be making our way onto all fours, so please find your path of least resistance to get there. I can't believe it's November and it's this nice out, that I'm out here in short sleeves. I wish you were all with me here. As we find ourselves in this neutral tabletop position, just make sure that everything is neatly stacked and that our elbows are soft yet strong, and we'll begin to flow through cow and cat. We'll inhale as we drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Imagine drawing your heart center forward towards that short edge of the mat in front of you, and then exhale to round out the back, tuck in the tailbone, tuck in the chin. Inhaling for cow, and exhaling into cat. And as you flow freely between these two poses, add in any other movements that feel good. A gentle swaying of the hips from side to side. Maybe you linger in one pose and then the other. Knowing here that cat and cow can be as exaggerated or isolated as you choose. You might move just the low back, keeping the shoulder girdle right where it is, using your hands to press the floor down and away to create that strong, stable foundation through the shoulders, the chest, and the upper back. We'll go one more time through both cow and cat. And then we'll come to meet in child's pose. As you begin to sink the hips down towards the heels here in child's pose, let your hands begin to reach out towards the short edge of the mat in front of you. And if you take a quick glance up in between the hands, you notice that they're about shoulder distance apart or even just a little bit wider. This will begin to set us up for our downward facing dog. Take just a moment here in this child's pose to draw the shoulders back into their sockets. Begin to root down into the fingertips, the knuckles, and then the pads of the hands, creating a suction sensation through the center of the palms. With an inhale, we'll lift the hips, resist the urge to draw the hands back and towards the body, curl the toes, and exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Finding a little bit of movement here as we bicycle the heels down to the mat. Lifting the tailbone straight up to the sky, and then gently pressing the sits bones back towards whatever is behind you.
Always a little bend in the knees is helpful to draw the chest a little closer towards the thighs. With an inhale, we'll move forward for plank or modified plank. Modified plank is just taken with the knees on the ground. Take a breath in here and exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Heels sinking a little closer towards the earth. Inhale again, move forward for plank, letting that movement start at the toes and end at the crown of the head. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale to move forward for plank. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll inhale to lift the heels up high. Deeply bend the knees. Quick glance forward. And as you exhale, step or hop the feet forward. Forward fold. Finding our first forward fold with soft or even deeply bent knees if need be. Crown of the head drips down towards the earth, and we roll the shoulders up away from the mat. Our inhale is a half lift. With our fingertips sliding up the front of the shins, we draw the heart center forward. You could also use your block here to bring the floor a little bit closer if you'd like to get a little deeper into that half lift. Of course, keeping your fingertips down onto the mat is an option as well. Exhale to fold. Keeping the knees nice and soft, we'll inhale to reverse swan dive up, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. And we'll exhale into mountain pose. Perfect. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Grab a little drink of water whenever you need one. And then we'll step forward to the top edge of the mat. So as we find ourselves standing here in this strong mountain pose, our feet are about hip distance apart. Our toes point straight out over the short edge of the mat. Pick up all 10 toes, spread them wide, and begin to press the feet down and out. As you press the feet down and out, we feel a lift into the inner arch, a stability grow into the ankles. The knees become active, coming up the fronts of the legs. Tailbone is just slightly tucked. We draw the belly button in, and we lift through the pelvic floor. So we're creating a root lock, Pada Bandha, through the bottoms of our feet. We're creating a root lock, Mala Bandha, into the core. And as we roll the shoulders down and back, we let the weight of the world drip off of our shoulders. Who's carrying around the weight of the world? Hopefully not you. And as we bring the palms to heart center, we'll inhale as we press the palms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, and exhale to fold. With our hands on the mat beside the feet, we'll step back with the right foot. Keeping the hands back behind the left toes will help you to distribute your weight evenly. Rooting down into all four corners of the left foot, we keep that left knee right up over the left heel. Take a breath in, and exhale, downward facing dog. We'll inhale to move forward for plank or modified plank. Exhale to lower slowly into crocodile. So your knees can come down first, chin and the chest coming down together, hips just slightly last. We'll inhale to scoop forward for an up dog or cobra. Taking this first back bend only as far as your body is willing to go. Curl the toes under. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, draw that belly button deep into the spine. Another breath in. Come back to your intention and stay for your exhale. With an inhale, we'll step forward with the right foot, striving to walk those toes all the way up until the ankle is just below the knee. And then we'll step forward with the back foot, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Inhale to reverse swan dive up, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. And exhale, sink back into chair. Take a quick glance down. Make sure you can still see your toes just beyond your knees. Continue to find that inward spiral by pressing the feet down and out. Tailbone is just slightly tucked, not too far because then it gets a little weird. Draw the belly button in, lift through the pelvic floor. Inhale to sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. With our hands on the mat beside the feet, we'll step back with the right foot. Keeping that right heel lifted, we're going to inhale here as we sweep the arms up to the
side to find our high lunge. Take that quick lance down again, make sure you can still see the toe. Strive to work that right leg as far towards straight as possible. Opening up that right hip flexor, stacking shoulders right up on top of hips. Take a big deep breath in, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Find a little back bend if that feels good. Our inhale reaches the hands up to the sky. Our exhale is downward facing dog. Inhale to move forward for plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower slowly into crocodile. Inhale, scoop forward for up dog or cobra. Curl the toes. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Just a reminder that downward facing dog and child's pose are interchangeable poses. Take a breath. Stay for your exhale. With an inhale, we'll step forward with the right foot. And as those toes come all the way up so that the ankle is just below the knee, we'll inhale to sweep the arms up to the sky. Find your focal point. Breathe. Make any little adjustments that you need to. Feel that left hip flexor open up. Pick up all 5 of your right toes, spread them wide, and root down into all 4 corners of the foot. A breath in, a little back bend where it feels good. Inhale again to sweep the arms back up to the sky, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward for plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower slowly into crocodile. Inhale to scoop forward for up dog or cobra. Curl the toes under. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll inhale to lift the heels up high. Deeply bend the knees. As you exhale, step or hop the feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Inhale to reverse swan dive up. Lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. And exhale into mountain pose. Again, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. You hear those ducks back there? Man, they must really be hungry. I feel like Cousin It. I forgot to bring a hair tie out with me. As we again bring the palms to heart center. We'll inhale as we press the palms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. With our hands on the mat beside the feet, we'll step back with the right foot. From here, we're going to pivot on the ball of the right big toe to drop the heel down onto the mat. In our inhale, we'll windmill the arms up and exhale into warrior 2. Take that quick lance down, rooting down into all 4 corners of each foot. We'll rotate the left palm to face the sky, and we'll inhale to scoop forward and lift up for reverse warrior. In our reverse warrior, we're vulnerable. We're exposing the underside of that left side body. We're looking up. We're softening the underside of the right rib cage to find a deeper back bend. And we breathe. With an inhale, as we bring the arms back up to a T, our exhale is extended angle. With that left elbow coming down to the top of the left knee, we're mindful not to rest the weight of the body, and then we'll flow. Inhale for reverse warrior. Exhale, extended angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended angle. One more time. Inhale to reverse that warrior, keeping that same deep bend in the left knee. Our exhale will windmill the arms back down. As we come up onto the rear toes, we'll plant that right hand firmly down onto the mat or a block just to the inside of the left foot. And then our inhale will open up that left arm to the sky. Continue to press into the ball of that left big toe to keep the knee pointed in. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's beautiful. I wish you were here. Take another big deep breath in right here. Your exhale is downward facing dog. Inhale to move forward for plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower slowly into crocodile. Inhale, scoop forward for up dog or cobra.
Curl the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll inhale as we step forward with the left foot. We're going to again pivot on the ball of the right big toe to drop the heel down onto the mat, and then pivot on the left heel, and we'll find ourselves in our straddle forward fold. Heavy in the heels, light in the toes, knees are not locked into place. Crown of the head drips, shoulders move up away from the mat. You might find a little movement and slowly sway from side to side. With an inhale, we'll find a half lift, just reaching out through the crown of the head. This straddle forward fold is one of my favorite poses to do in the garden. With our next inhale, we'll walk the hands towards that right foot, and we'll come up on to the rear toes. Take just a moment here now to make any little adjustments that you need to as we set ourselves up for our vinyasa on the opposite side. So from here, as we pivot on the ball of the left big toe to drop that heel down onto the mat, we'll inhale as we windmill the arms up and exhale into warrior two. So again, take that quick glance down. Make sure you can still see your toes. If you're looking for a little bit more work, heel toe walk that foot out and then find a deeper bend in that right knee. Press into the pinky toes edge of that right foot to keep the knee pointed straight out over the toes. Sometimes we have a tendency to let that knee cave in, so keep it open. Rooting into all four corners of the left foot. Take a breath in. As you exhale, soften the shoulders. Remember, the weight of the world is not yours to carry. Rotate the right palm to face the ceiling. Inhale to scoop forward and lift up. Reverse warrior. Again, showing here your vulnerability. Close your eyes. Breathe it in. With your exhale, soften the underside of the left ribs. Our inhale will bring the arms back up to a T, and exhale for extended angle. So you'll notice as I go through the flow that I bring this extended angle a little bit further each time. You're more than welcome to do so as well. Importantly, we keep the shoulders open and we keep the hips open. So if in your quest to bring that right hand all the way down to the mat, you start to close the shoulder and close the hips, then stay up here. So let's flow. Inhale for reverse warrior. Exhale, extended angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended angle. One more time. Inhale to reverse that warrior, and exhale to windmill the arms back down. As we come up onto the rear toes, left hand lands to the mat just to the inside of the right foot. Inhale here as we open up that right arm to the sky. Press into the ball of that right big toe. Keep that knee drawn in towards the center line of the body. Use the left hand to press the earth away. Take one more big deep breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to move forward for plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower slowly into crocodile. Inhale, scoop forward for up dog or cobra. And your exhale is downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, we'll inhale to step forward with the right foot. Pivot on the ball of the left big toe, walk the hands in, and we'll find ourselves again in our straddle forward fold. You can bind this pose by wrapping your peace fingers around the big toes, drawing up lightly, elbows out at a 90-degree bend, and reaching the crown of the head. Keep that little micro bend in the knees. Perfect. One more breath in here. stay for your exhale. Sometimes the world looks better upside down. With our next inhale, we'll walk the hands towards the left. Come up onto the rear toes. We'll step back with the front foot. Downward facing dog. We'll inhale to lower the knees down onto the mat. And exhale, press back into child's pose. As we take just a moment here in child's pose, to gently roll the head from side to side, massaging out that space between the eyebrows, bringing awareness back to the breath, maybe coming back to your intention. Take one more big deep breath in, and stay for your exhale. With our next inhale, we'll lift the hips, curl the toes, and exhale, press back into downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, we'll inhale to raise the right leg straight up into the air for our three-legged down dog. And as we reach those right toes towards the sky, left heel sinks a little closer towards the earth. With an inhale, we'll draw the right knee into the chest, land it gently between the hands for our runner's lunge. Our inhale will sweep the arms up to the sky for our high lunge. And our exhale here is one-legged Tadasana. So as we bring the palms to heart center, that left knee will float halfway up to the chest. Flex the left foot, spread the toes, root down into all four corners of the right foot. Take a big deep breath in, reach the hands up high, straighten that left leg if you can, and your exhale is Warrior Three. You might bring your hands down to airplane arms. You might keep your hands at heart center. Maybe you continue to reach your hands out past the short edge of the mat in front of you. Wherever it is you are, take a big deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. Our inhale will return us to our crescent lunge. Left toes making contact, hands reaching up to the sky. Fill up here with breath. And exhale, open up into Warrior Two. Rotate the right palm to face the ceiling. Inhale to scoop forward and lift up, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended angle. Inhale again to reverse that warrior. Exhale, windmill the arms back down. Left hand comes to the inside of the right foot. We come up onto the rear toes. Plant that left hand firmly down onto the mat. We'll inhale to open up the right arm to the sky. You can stay right here, or we're going to move this into a side plank. You can modify this side plank by first dropping that left knee down onto the mat and then gently stepping back with the right foot. Or you can just step back with that right foot. And as we rainbow the hips to the sky, take a big deep breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga. As that right hand comes down, we ride the wave of the breath. Inhale to scoop forward for up dog or cobra. Curl the toes under. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. We'll inhale to lift the heels up high. Deeply bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop the feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Inhale to reverse swan dive up. Lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. And exhale into mountain pose. Again, shake out the arms, roll the shoulders down and back. Grab a little drink of water if you need one. And we'll again bring the palms to heart center. Inhale as we press the palms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. And exhale to fold. With our hands on the mat beside the feet, we'll step or hop the feet back into plank pose. Take a breath in here. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll inhale as we raise our left leg straight up into the air for our three-legged down dog. Good time to rotate out the ankles, stretch out the toes. Close your eyes and notice how this pose feels in the body. Where are your strengths, your weaknesses? Where do you feel secure and steady? Take a big deep breath in. Draw that left knee into the chest, land it gently between the hands for our runner's lunge. Our inhale, we'll sweep the arms up to the sky. Ooh, I was on the edge of a board there. For our high lunge. Take another big deep breath in. Your exhale is one-legged Tadasana, right knee floating halfway up to the chest. Find your focal point and breathe. With an inhale, as we sweep the arms up to the sky, straighten that right leg as far as you can, and exhale to float it back into Warrior 3. Find your focal point. Breathe. Airplane arms, palms at heart center, or hands reaching out past the short edge of the mat in front of you. Stay for one more breath. Our inhale is crescent lunge. Right toes making contact with the mat, hands reaching up to the sky, and our exhale will bring the hands back down to the mat. With the right hand planted firmly just to the inside of the left foot, we'll inhale as we open up that left arm to the sky. Take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, we'll step back into side plank. Big deep breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga. Ride the wave of the breath. Inhale to scoop forward for up dog or cobra. Your exhale is child's pose. And as we again take a couple of moments here in child's pose, you might rotate out your wrists, press the backs of the hands into each other. Come back to your intention. Come back to your breath. And with our next inhale, as we slowly walk the hands back and towards the body, we'll come to sit up onto our knees. We're going to find ourselves again in our easy seated position. So if you're using a blanket or a block, go ahead and grab that, and then we'll set ourselves up. It's a really beautiful day out here today. The blue sky, the sunshine. There's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot of blessings to be counted. I encourage you to take Shavasana in your own time with your own music. Finding a comfortable space to lie down or even to stay here in this easy seat. And as we take just a couple of moments to acknowledge, to draw attention to our practice, our day, our intentions, so that we might move mindfully throughout the rest of our day, move mindfully throughout our conversations, and as we interact with our neighbors in the places of business in our communities. Bringing awareness to the realization that we are, in fact, all one. We do unto others as we'd have done unto ourselves. We reap what we sow. And as we bring our palms to heart center, we'll take one big reconnecting breath here together before we go. Namaste. Well, I hope you enjoyed the practice.
Again, a reminder that your yoga practice doesn't have to be an hour long or 2 hours long. As long as you show up to your mat for even 10, 15 minutes a day, get you ready for whatever else you got going. And today, I got to go clean the chicken coop. So thanks for joining me this beautiful day, and I truly hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me.